Good evening. It is Wednesday, March 16th, 2022. Welcome to the Town of Carmel Town Board voting meeting. I am calling this meeting to order. If our town clerk, Ann Spofford, would call a roll call vote, please.
Councilman Baranowski.
Here.
Councilman Lombardi.
Here.
Councilwoman McDonough. Yes. Councilman Channel is not here. And Supervisor Kazari.
Here. So if everyone would please rise and face the flag. Councilman Baranowski? No. Council Lombardi, do the pledge.
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Just ask for remain standing for a moment of silence to remember those men and women who are fighting for our freedom and provide us with a blanket of freedom that we live under each and every night, as well as remember those lost souls in the conflict going on in Europe.
So I have moved the public comment section to the beginning of the meeting for decorum, and that so people can speak to us about the issues on the agenda before we vote. If there's anyone here that would like to speak, please come up, state your name, where you live. Keep it to agenda items, 3 minutes only, please, sir.
My name is Michael Borelli, and I want a clarification. I'm a taxpayer. I live on Westlake Boulevard. The podium's gone. Yeah, it's here for zoning board. It's here for ECB. It's here for planning board. You could ask a question on anything on the agenda tonight. You could state my comment about the question, whatever on the agenda tonight. None of his answer, according to the last 4 weeks of meetings. You take it under advisement. And you can't ask any questions afterwards or now about what's going on in the town. And you took the podium away. So you control the narrative on everything that goes on in that room and up here from the people, the taxpayers. What is the difference from the taxpayers in Mayapack and the people that live in Russia, or you and Putin?
So what's your agenda item that you're speaking on?
There isn't one.
Oh,
I want to know is why can't I ask you a question about the multi-million-dollar projects that I was involved in that aren't finished yet, and that the rest of the taxpayers should be aware of what's going on? Why can't I ask a question on the status of something? Why can't I ask a question on anything outside of the agenda item?
You have to stay to agenda items only.
Right.
If you would like to email the town board members, myself, or call during business hours, I will answer
So that's
whatever
so.
questions
So
you
you
would
don't
like.
want the public to hear that, is what I'm saying. Then, you obviously took the podium away, so people feel uncomfortable up here. If I email you and get an email back, the public doesn't know. You're controlling the narrative of the town. Let's cut the nonsense out. 3-4 months ago, people could ask any question of what's going on in this town and get an answer.
And this kind of back and forth is the reason why we stopped that.
Well, I'm just asking you, when can I do it? When can I publicly ask anybody here a question? Or do I have to take out a full-page ad in the paper every week asking my questions?
Well, that is your right.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear.
So if anyone has any comments or thing they want to say that's on the agenda, you have 3 minutes, you can get up. Nope? Okay. So accepting the minutes from March 2nd, can I have a second on that?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lombardi. Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Yeah. Okay, resolution number 1, making probationary promotional appointment of Sergeant, Town of Carmel Police Department. Councilman Lombardi.
Sure. Resolved, the Town Board of Town of Carmel, acting as Commissioners of the Police Department, hereby appoint Officer Sandy Kreco to the position of Sergeant, effective immediately, on a probationary basis, subject to the provisions of civil service law and civil service rules and regulations. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Seconded by McDonough. Roll call vote.
Councilman Baranowski.
With great pleasure, I vote yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
With pleasure.
Councilwoman McDonough.
With pleasure.
And Supervisor Kazari.
Yes. Motion carries.
Yay!
Chief Hoffman, would you like to say a few words?
Absolutely. Thank you, Supervisor. Good evening, Supervisor, members of the board. Before I speak about Sandy, I'd just like to acknowledge the two recent retirements that we had in our department, Officer Richard Rosario and Detective Sergeant Mike Nagel. They had long and distinguished careers with CPD, and they will be missed. With Mike's retirement as Detective Sergeant, a spot opened up in the sergeant ranks. We conducted interviews, we reviewed our officers' backgrounds, and the choice above and beyond was Police Officer Sandy Kreco. Sandy's a hometown kid. He's a 2011 graduate of Mahopac High School, as most of you know. He began his law enforcement career in 2012 with the Westchester County Department of Public Safety as a seasonal park ranger, then joined NYPD in 2015, and came to us in December of 2016. And since then, in addition to his duties as a patrol officer, he's been our DARE instructor. He's been our de facto youth officer, handling a myriad of juvenile issues. And most recently, he's become our liaison to the Putnam County Youth Driving Court, which, again, helps the youth in our community. Sandy is currently #1 on the promotional list for sergeant in Putnam County and for the town of Carmel. And with that, I thank you for your consideration and your approval of promoting him sergeant with the Carmel Police Department.
Thank you very much. So Sandy, we have the oath.
Where the ear Lisa is.
Repeat after me. I, Sandy Kreco. Do solemnly swear. That I will support. And defend the Constitution. Of the United States of America. And the Constitution of the State of New York. And I will faithfully discharge the duties. Of the appointed position of Sergeant of the Police Department. In the town of Carmel, according to the best of my abilities. Congratulations. No.
He doesn't get his shield to pin on?
By the flag. The janitor. Him and the chief. Thank you. So take a picture. I should stand up here. No. How's that? Yes. We're in the middle? Yes, the board. Here or here's fine. Here's fine.
You come up.
Well, because I'm little.
Well, I didn't want to say it, but sure. Chief? Chief is tall.
Everybody give a big smile. Great, thank you. Good? Sandy? Good job.
Oh, yeah. Oh. What did I do with it? That's funny, right?
It's uncomfortable?
There it is. Thank you,
I will,
Sue.
but not right now. It's a little on the floor.
Okay, so resolution number 2, making appointment to the Town of Carmel Planning Board. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby appoints John Nukutlevich to the Town of Carmel Planning Board for the term commencing immediately and expiring December 31st, 2028. Roll call vote?
No, you offered this
I
resolution.
offer this resolution
Yes,
as read.
offer this resolution.
Second?
Second.
Seconded by McDonough and Lombardi. Roll call vote.
Councilman Baranowski?
With great pleasure again, yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
With pleasure.
Councilwoman McDonough?
With pleasure.
Councilman Shannell?
With pleasure.
And Supervisor Kazari.
Yes. Motion carries. Swear you in?
So these,
Now I can say the vote. So, raise your right hand. I, John Nikolovic. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution. And the Constitution of New York State. And that I will faithfully discharge the duties. Of the planning board member in the town of Carmel. According to the best of my abilities. Congratulations. Just these two sign. Yes, sir. I got in trouble for that once. Thank you, I'll see you again. Yes, sir.
Hi, guys.
thank you.
Okay, resolution number 3. Resolution accepting proposal for professional services environmental site assessment.
Me? Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby accepts the proposal of Hydro Environmental Solutions, Inc., Somers, New York, for performance of Phase 2 environmental site assessment services at the town-owned property located at South Lake Boulevard in Mahopac. Said services being at an estimated cost of $19,325 in accordance with the proposal dated February 11, 2022. And be further resolved that upon presentation of insurance certificates in form acceptable to Town Council, Town Supervisor Michael Kazari is hereby authorized to execute any and all documentation reasonably necessary to effectuate the purchase authorized hereunder. And be it further resolved, the Town Comptroller, Mary Ann Maxwell, is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget transfers or modifications required to fund the cost of this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Second?
Seconded by Councilman Lombardi. Roll call vote.
Councilman Baranowski.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Shannell.
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari.
Yes. Motion carries. Do you want to move
Yeah, let's do
number
that.
16 up? All right. So resolution number 16, resolution in support of K-9 Police Unit, Town of Carmel Police Department. Councilman Baranowski?
Oh, hold on.
I can read it if you want.
Oh, I have it.
Good.
Sorry. Okay. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as commissioners of the Town of Carmel Police Department, has previously established a K-9 unit within the Town of Carmel Police Department. And whereas the referenced K-9 unit was incorporated into the Town of Carmel Police Department by virtue of an agreement previously executed between the Town of Carmel and the Town of Carmel Police Benevolent Association. And whereas the officers which were staffing the referenced K-9 unit have subsequently retired from the Town of Carmel Police Department, leaving staffing currently vacant. And whereas it is the Town Board of the Town of Carmel's desire to promptly restaff the vacant officer positions with the referenced K-9 unit. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as commissioners of the Town of Carmel Police Department, hereby declares its full and complete support of promptly reestablishing the staffing of the referenced K-9 unit under the guidance and recommendation of Chief of Police Anthony R. Hoffman, so that the Town of Carmel Police Department is able to provide said services to the residents of the Town of Carmel as soon as possible. And before I offer this resolution up, I just wanted to thank Chief Hoffman and the rest of the officers for all the hard work that was done on this. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Seconded by
Everybody?
everybody. Roll call vote.
Councilman Baranowski.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Shannell.
Yes, with pleasure.
Supervisor Kazari.
Yes, motion carried. Officer DeSantola, I'm sure you'll do a great job. Thank you, Chief.
Yes.
Thank you, Chief. I'm glad to see so many people show up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you.
So back to resolution number 3, nope, we're on 4. Thank you, Sue. Resolution declaring certain equipment obsolete and authorizing disposal. Councilman Lombardi?
Resolved, the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby declares the following equipment to be obsolete and authorizes disposal in accordance with town law, including but not limited to Town Law Section 64-2-A. And this is, the first one's a 2011 Ford Crown Victoria. Next is a 1991 Chevrolet C30 highway vehicle. Next is a 2010 New Holland LI 85 skid steer loader. 2007 New Holland backhoe. 2003 New Holland backhoe. Waker plate tamper whacker BPU 3545A. And Yamaha 225 TXRC outboard motor, all of VIN numbers which are pre-filed with the town clerk's office. I offer this resolution as read.
Second. Seconded by Councilman Shannell. Roll call vote.
Councilman Baranowski.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Shannell.
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari.
Yes, resolution carried. Okay, resolution number 5, resolution authorizing entry into contract, Putnam County Department of Real Property Tax Services. Councilman Shannell.
Whereas appropriations have been made in the 2022 town budget for entry into various contracts for the provision of various services to the town of Carmel, And whereas said contracts are on file in the office of the town supervisor for the inspection and review of all town board members. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Carmel hereby authorizes town supervisor Michael Kazari to enter into and execute on behalf of the town the contract with Putnam County Department of Real Property Tax Services for preparation of the tentative assessment roll for year 2022 in form as attached here to and made a part thereof. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. Roll call vote.
Councilman Baranowski?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Shannell?
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari?
Yes, motion carried. Okay, resolution number 6, resolution authorizing refund of zoning board of appeals application fee. Resolved that the town board of the town of Carmel, upon the recommendation of the town of Carmel Director of Codes Enforcement, hereby authorizes refund of the fee paid for zoning board of appeals application for the property known as 409 Seminary Hill Road, Town of Carmel, tax map number 7512-48, 49 and 50, in the amount of $400 to Kerry Frederickson. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lombardi. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Baranowski?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Shannell?
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari?
Yes, resolution carried. Resolution number 7, resolution authorizing improvements at Sycamore Park. Councilwoman McDonough.
Sure. Resolved that the town board of the town of Carmel, in connection with the proposed Eagle Scout project of Michael Mazer of Boy Scouts of America, Troop Number 1, Mahopac, hereby authorizes the performance of improvements at Sycamore Park in accordance with the memorandum and plans provided by Director of Recreation and Parks, James R. Gilchrist, as detailed in his memorandum to the town board dated March 4th, 2022. And be further resolved that upon presentation of insurance certificates for all vendors and contractors proposed to perform improvements in connection with this authorization in form acceptable to town council, the aforesaid work may be commenced.
Second.
I offer this resolution as offered.
Seconded.
Second. 30.
So, Baranowski and Channel. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, with pleasure.
Resolution passed. Okay. 8, resolution making appointment to Town of Carmel Recreation and Parks Advisory Committee. Councilman Baranowski?
Resolved that the town board of the town of Carmel hereby appoints Nicholas Mucciarone to the town of Carmel Recreation and Parks Advisory Committee for a term commencing immediately and expiring December 31, 2023. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. All in favor?
Aye.
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 So, Nick is a longtime volunteer with the town, and this is really good. He's replacing Ken Ferran, who many, many years also served on the Committee of Recreation. This is a great thing that he's doing. So number 9, resolution authorizing fund balance modification, Office of the Town Controller. Councilman Lombardi?
Whereas the town controller has reviewed the draft year-end fund balance analysis for year 2015 through 2021 with the board, which are detailed and explained on the attached schedule. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board of Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the increase of reserves for the Tax Certiorari Reserve Fund and Capital Purposes Fund in the highway funds for year 2015 through 2021, as shown on itemized on the schedule as attached here to, incorporated herein, and made part hereof. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Channel. I guess that's a roll call vote. Yes. Yeah. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Baranowski?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Shannell?
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari?
Yes, resolution passed. Number 11, resolution accepting proposal for insurance.
Yeah, I added that.
Resolved that the town
Probably
board,
should have been there.
Number 10.
probably a longer one.
Here it is.
Ah. Resolution authorizing encumbrance of 2021 funds for expenditures in 2022. Whereas it is recommended by the Town Comptroller's Office that 2021 government budget funds be encumbered or reserved for the 2022 budget appropriations based on the recent approved Town Board resolution and/or specific projects in process for various proposals or purposes. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel authorizes the Town Comptroller's Office to encumber or reserve unexpended 2021 government fund monies for expenditures in fiscal year 2022 as follows. List here two. As pre-filed with the town. Yes. Pre-filed with the town clerk. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Baranowski?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lombardi?
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Shannell?
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari?
Yes. Motion carried.
Did you find the solid?
I skipped you?
Yeah, you forgot everything.
Oh,
What happens when you don't show up on time?
yeah. All right, so Resolution 11, resolve that the Town Board of the Town of nope. Resolution accepting proposal for insurance.
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby accepts the proposal of Brown and Brown of New York Incorporated, DBA Spain Agency, Mayapack, New York, to provide liability insurance to the Town of Carmel for the period of April 1st, 2022 through March 31st, 2023, in form as is on file in the office of the Town Supervisor, and be it further resolved that the Town Supervisor, Michael Kazari, is hereby authorized to sign all necessary documentation required to accept such proposal. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Seconded by Lombardi and McDonough. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Baranowski?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Shannell?
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari?
Yes, resolution carried. Yeah, it was set to read number 11.
Yeah.
Resolution 12, resolution acknowledging emergency repairs, Carmel Water and Sewer Districts. Councilwoman McDonough.
Yep. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as commissioners of the various water and sewer districts of the Town of Carmel, hereby acknowledges the emergency performance of water and sewer district collection, system distribution system, and treatment facilities repairs as fully detailed in the memorandum of Town Engineer Richard J. Franzetti, P.E., to the Town Board dated March 3rd, 2022, as attached here to and made a part thereof. I offer this resolution as read.
Seconded.
Seconded by Councilman Baranowski. Roll call vote.
Councilman Baranowski?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Shannell?
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari?
Yes, resolution passed. Resolution number 13, resolution authorizing payment to the East of Hudson Watershed Corporation. Councilman Baranowski.
Resolved that upon the recommendation and determination of Town Engineer Richard J. Franzetti, P.E., the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes payment of the sum of $17,632.33 to the East of Hudson Watershed Corporation, EOHWC, for 2021 operation and maintenance of stormwater retrofit projects in accordance with the Town of Carmel's overall phosphorus reduction requirements, as well as in accordance with the operation and maintenance policy for EOHWC previously adopted by the Carmel Town Board, and the invoice from EOHWC dated February 17, 2022. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Seconded by Lombardi and McDonough. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Baranowski?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Shannell?
Yes.
Supervisor Kazari?
Yes, resolution passed. 14, resolution authorizing advertisement for bid contract C284 fuel oil number 2. Councilman Lombardi, please.
Resolved that pursuant to the request of Town Engineer Richard J. Franzetti, P.E., the Town Board hereby authorizes Town Clerk Ann Spofford to advertise for bids in connection with the proposed purchase of fuel oil number 2, supply, to supply standby generators within the town of Carmel and within the town of Carmel special improvement districts. And be it further resolved that the detailed specifications are to be furnished for the above to town clerk Ann Spofford to be used in conjunction with the town's general bid conditions and specification. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution carried. 15, resolution authorizing submission of grant application with County of Putnam Local Government Record Management Improvement Fund. Councilman Channel.
Whereas Town Clerk Ann Spofford has advised the town board that a local government record management improvement fund, known as LGRMIF, grant will enable the town of Carmel and the office of the town clerk to acquire and employ technological resources that will enable more efficient records management and provide more effective methods of providing access to such records as well. And whereas the County of Putnam is partnering with the local municipalities within Putnam County to apply for LGRMIF grants to facilitate the above objectives. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the submission of the referenced LGRMIF grant application in conjunction with the County of Putnam, and be it further resolved that the Town Clerk Ann Spofford is authorized to work with County of Putnam personnel in connection with the reference grant application and to attend any meetings, conferences, or seminars held in connection with this matter. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lombardi. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution number 15 carried. So that is all the resolutions, starting with comments. Town of Carmel Townwide Cleanup and Compliance Week, April 18th through the 22nd. To improve our quality of life, the Town of Carmel is sponsoring a roadside litter cleanup and compliance week. Your help is needed and appreciated. Choose a section of road for cleanup, and please let the Highway Department know which street you will be cleaning. Volunteers clean up roadside litter and leave the bags on the shoulder of the road. The Highway Department will pick them up. Call to register your cleanup. Free orange bags are available at the Highway Department, 55 McAlpin Avenue. Their phone number is 845-628-7474, or at the Carmel Town Hall, 60 McAlpin Avenue, 845-628-1500, extension 139. That's a yearly thing that was done, I don't know how far back. I know that you guys have always done it. It's a good thing for the town to clean up the roads. And the other announcement I have is it's Youth Art Month, March 1st through the 31st, grades K through 12 at the Carmel Central School District. Here at Town Hall, we have some of the artwork on display, some really talented kids. So if you are in the neighborhood, stop here at 60 McAlpin Avenue and see in the lobby the beautiful art that the kids did, and were nice enough to loan it to us for at least a couple of weeks. So that's all I have. Councilman?
No.
Anybody?
Just one thing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to just recognize and thank County Executive Odell for her announcement this week at the State of the County regarding allocation of some of the county ARPA funds, as well as a plan to distribute some of the sales taxes to the different towns. We, of course, have, quite a few infrastructure projects that are going on, so that money will be most certainly appreciated. I think we can all agree on that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So I move to close this the voting meeting.
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so motion to open up the work session.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. All in favor?
Aye.
Bye, Annie.
Thank you for coming.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night, Ann.
So the work session, before we begin, open it up for any public comments. If you would like to get up, you have 3 minutes. Please state your name, your address, keep it to agenda items only, and stand here at this microphone. No? Okay. So, do you want to talk about the grant?
Yeah, well.
So the first thing is, Councilman Shannell, consider proposal for grant consulting services.
Okay, this is a proposal from Millennium Strategies. We've been with them now for the last couple of years, and I think they've been doing a pretty good job, providing with what was out there for grant opportunities and whatnot. We got a lot going on here in the town, and they've put in for a few different grants that I think we're going to actually get pretty decent awards from. I spoke with them earlier today, and I just wanted them to give me a quick rehash of what they have in the makings or the workings right now. There was one grant in particular that went through Sean Patrick Maloney's office. It was denied to us for the Carmel Water District 2. It was forwarded to the Senate, so Senator Schumer's right now has it, and they haven't made any decisions as where that money's going to be. So that's still in the in the workings. Just a short and abbreviated version of what they have given me. There's a number of town's key priorities will be fundable through these programs that they're looking to introduce. We currently are applying for replacement of new generators for a number of the sewer and water plants through the state's DR 448 Hazard Mitigation Grant Program. As you see, we voted on one tonight. There was a 30-year-old generator that had failed. Apparently, we have approximately 30 other generators. Some have seen their day, or they're getting closer to the end of their so-called lifespan. So this funding will come in very handy if we should get it. Also, Carmel Sewer District Number 4 inflow infiltration. It's a $1 million program, water quality improvement program for $750,000 in grant funding if we should get awarded for that. Carmel Water District 2 funds for land acquisition for the new water treatment facility. That could be up to $400,000. DFC's W2A drinking water grant program for the acquisition of land and construction of the plant. The maximum grant is 60% of the overall project cost, up to $3 million. There's also Carmel Sewer District 5, construction of wastewater treatment plant, would be $800,000. The program DEC's Water Quality Improvement Program, 75% of the cost, grant requested of $600,000, and/or EFC's Clean Water Grant Program, 25% of the overall cost, grant request of $200,000. Although the two cannot be paired, they are both worthy of consideration, as ARPA funds can be used to match the receipt of either grant. That's another avenue we'll be following. And there's Birch Road Culvert Rehabilitation. It's approximately 670 feet of pipe at 1,000 feet per foot would be $670,000. Also, Carmel Water District 2, construction of a new water treatment plant. There's also another funding opportunity for up to the plant will cost $20 million, and the maximum grant is 60% of the overall project cost, up to $3 million. So hopefully we'll get some of those funds. I find that they're very good in writing up their grants and applying for us. So I suggest that we, keep this grant consultation services and extend it for another year.
Anybody else? All right, so, everyone agree? I say
Yeah,
that,
no.
we'll do it another year.
Most of the grants, a lot of the grants that they've applied for, obviously because of population, because of income, medium income of our town, we didn't get, but they are diligent in working on the ones, at least applying for them. So sooner or later, some of those will come through, but we have received some grants, thankfully, from them through their grant writing, so we should definitely continue on with them.
So, Jeff, something you were saying?
What was the, what was?
No, no, I'm in favor of doing it. I just want to, I think that we just need to sit down and go through the strategic plan with them, with our priorities, because I've noticed like that they apply for some stuff that we don't really need, like they're applying for things that, to do more work, you know, that possibly we didn't really intend to. Like, I want to go after some of the big ones, because if you look, you know, a lot of the other towns have gotten the water quality improvement grants, $5 million, $1 million, $897,000. You know, we haven't gotten any of that. So I'm hoping that they can come through for the town of Carmel residents this time around. Because, you know, while the little grants are appreciative and but we need substantial money here, because our residents are, they're choking.
Yeah, Bob and I gave them a pretty good list, and we're trying to focus them on the needs that we see. So,
If
you know,
you
hopefully we'll
can,
keep that
like,
going.
just include all of us on that.
Yeah, that's the same list
That we sent.
that I gave you, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, we said we need all of those things, and
all right.
so hopefully we get some.
Which, I'm not sure if they had that list prior.
No, they didn't have that list prior,
Right, so
but now,
we've come up with all the big things that we need
all our
here.
big needs and.
Our needs, especially as far as the infrastructure, the sewer, the water. And so far, since we've hired them, they've acquired for us, or $1,508,000. So,
They have.
yeah, they have.
Huh. Okay. So we'll do a resolution for that, please.
And they haven't increased their
fee?
rate, I think it's 35,000?
36.
36,000 for this upcoming year, which was the same as the last.
Great. So the second item on our work session, Richard J. Franzetti, PE, Town Engineer. Consider request to renew agreement or advertise for bids for the O&M for the town's various water and sewer districts.
Good evening.
Hi, Rich.
So this is for sewer and water district operative services. The current operations contract between the town and Infomark LLC, who are the operators of Carmel Sewer Districts 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and Water Districts 2, 3, and 12, is set to expire on December 31st of this year. The contract contains language: this agreement shall automatically be renewed for a successive 3-year period unless canceled in writing by either party at least 90 days prior to expiration. Infomark has been the contract operator at these facilities for over 25 years. They had different names over the years, but now they're Infomark. They have performed this work satisfactorily. The board can either let Infomark's contract automatically renew or release a request for proposal for this service. The RFP can be for sewer and water together or separately. In addition, the board should note that in 2021, around 87% of the work performed by Infomark is predominantly professional services, or is professional services, and the remaining 13% was considered public works, prevailing wage. If the board chooses the former, no further action is necessary. If the board chooses the latter, the engineering department requests the board authorize the preparation of a request for proposal for professional services. The RFP process will allow the town to select the most qualified, responsive, resourceful, and experienced respondents for price proposals based on a review and of scoring of the respondents' overall submittals.
Thank you, Rich. Anybody?
So the only thing, because I know over the many years with Infomark, we've kept on saying with their next contract, we wanted, and Greg, you have a better memory than I do, so hopefully Frank or somebody can remember. We kept on saying, like, when some of their bills came in, do you remember?
Yeah,
Do you know what
some
I'm
of
gonna
some of the
say?
things,
Yeah.
Susie, was, if I remember correctly, there were issues with regard to installing of certain things that they
Installing
were
of
not part
something.
of, that we had to pay
They-
extra for.
Right.
But it sounds like if that's what we want to do, then we'd probably have to go out for a new RFP.
Or you can negotiate with the one, whatever, I mean,
Well,
yes, you
you
can
know
go out
what?
for a new RFP, or if you choose to do, just let it continue, you could probably negotiate with them. That's up to the board, that would be, you know.
And we can have a private conversation, you know, again, I'm not around these water districts every day like the engineering department is, so my opinion on them is dependent upon what you guys see and what you guys experienced over the last 3 or 4 years. And I know we've dealt with them for many years, and do we go out to try and get somebody new? And again, it is professional services, so there's a lot involved in these water districts, and somebody really needs to know what they're doing.
Right.
But at the same time, we'll have to have a conversation, and I'll call you tomorrow to see what the opinions are with regard to this, particular contractor as opposed to any others.
No problem. I'm more than willing to meet with the board if we have to.
Yeah, and this is a
If we
contract-
can under executive session, or
No,
we can
this
have
is a
those
contra-
conversations independently.
Correct.
No problem.
Well, this isn't a contract, I'm sorry, Susie, this is a contractual issue, so we can obviously meet and discuss it in executive session.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that we're not satisfied with
Right.
them. I know we're very satisfied with them. My issue was that I know we kept on bringing it up when we were getting bills, that we were surprised that this wasn't part of the contract.
And
And-
I'll go back to my notes, find some of those things that have been mentioned by the board over the years.
Yeah.
But certainly, we can certainly talk about this. If you guys are voting on this, it's not happening for another couple of weeks
and
anyway. I'll take some
Yep.
time
Right,
to
and we
get
have
the
some time,
RFP
we
out.
have a little bit of
Okay.
time to,
We have till October 1st.
Right.
That would be
And we have
90
to go-
days beforehand to write a letter saying we're done, or it automatically renews. So
I'd love-
so we
or
do
go
have.
out, or go out in the next couple of months or
Right.
so, if we wanted to go out for an RFP.
Right, well, yes,
Right.
that's what I'm getting at. So we can go after the RFP, yeah, we're talking the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Go after the RFP. If we don't do anything by October 1st, though, it's automatically going to renew.
I understand.
We are going to do something either way before then. Either make a decision to say keep it going, or put it out to RFP
Right.
and make a decision from there.
Yep. All right, thank you, Rich.
My suggestion, Supervisor, is that we have this be an executive session item, that we discuss, the pluses and minuses, and not just for this vendor, but for all vendors that potentially contracts are coming up. We discuss if we need to, if we want to go out for RFPs or not,
Yeah,
okay?
absolutely. That's what the plan shall be. Do you want to read your,
So I do have one announcement, even though I'm not asked to give one. For residents in Carmel Water District 2, there'll be water main flow testing in the Everett Road area. This includes Kelly Ridge Road, Hillside Avenue, St. Michael's Terrace, Everett Road, Fair Street, and it may impact areas of Glenna Drive, DeColoris also. So during the week of March 21st, 2022, Michael's Corporation will be performing flow test on the water mains in that area, the previously defined Everett Road area. The test will provide valuable flow and condition assessment data on the newly rehabilitated water system. The goal is to complete the testing within 1 week. However, the testing schedules may vary due to weather conditions, and additional notifications will be issued if needed. Residents in the affected areas may notice temporary water discoloration and a decrease in water pressure while testing is being performed. The water mains will be flushed following testing. However, if your water is discolored, please run water from the tap for a few minutes. If the water remains discolored for longer than a few hours, please notify either Infomark Services at 845-228-0460. That's Infomark Services at 845-228-0460, or the Town of Carmel Engineering Department at 845-628-1500, 845-628-1500. Thank you.
thank you very much.
Thanks, Rich.
So I don't have any more comments. Do you have anything?
No, that's it.
Anybody?
Oh,
So-
I guess I'll
Make a
make
motion
one
to go-
mention.
oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I just want to thank everyone that was involved in the St. Patrick's Day Parade. It was a huge success. It was good seeing all the community come back out again. It's been a couple of years, and it was a great day, and I think everyone had a lot of fun. And that's it.
I don't know, I got complaints that there was no green line
That's right.
down the middle of the road. Legitimately, I did. Next year.
Can do that next year.
I thought it was a committee that did it, not us. So right after,
You're right,
after we adjourn to executive session, we'll be closing out. We're going into executive session with our legal counsel, Gregory Fulchetti, to discuss a memorandum of understanding. So I make a motion to go into an executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.